Commander June looked at the big screen. He watched the small human ships move toward the line of Confederation ships. His hands felt cold. These humans were new to space travel. They had only learned to move faster than light 30 years ago. But in that short time, they had put people on 17 different worlds. The Council said that was too many. Humans breed too fast. They use too many resources, Elder Tak had said at the last meeting. They will upset the balance of the galaxy. So the Council made a simple plan. Stop the humans from going any further. No talking. No explaining. Just a wall of ships around their space. And if the humans tried to break through, they would learn how strong the Confederation really was. June had read a lot about humans. Yes, they fought wars. Yes, they could be violent. But they were also very good at solving problems and working together when they needed to. He had told the Council to talk to the humans first. The Council did not listen. Now a human ship was asking to meet with him. The ship carried Ambassador Han, who used to be a human soldier before becoming a peace talker. Let them come on board, Jun told his crew, but bring twice as many guards as normal. When Han walked into the meeting room, he looked calm. Too calm, Jun thought. That worried him. Commander Jun, Han said, bowing his head a little. My government wants to know why your ships are blocking our colonies without any warning. We have not done anything wrong. The Council has decided that humans must stay within your current space, Jun said, repeating what he was told to say. This is not open for discussion. Han's face stayed calm, but his eyes narrowed just a bit. I see, the human said quietly. And if we do not agree to this, then we will have to show you what happens to those who do not obey. Han nodded slowly. I understand. Before I go back to my ship, may I tell you something about humans that your council may not know? Jun waved his hand for Han to continue. Throughout our history, Han said, when humans face a threat to our survival, we fight back with all our strength. We call it rage. It is not logical. It is not measured. But it has kept us alive against great odds many times. He paused. For your sake, Commander, I hope your council changes its mind. As Han turned to leave, Jun felt a chill down his back. The human had not raised his voice. He had not made any threats with his body. But his words carried a clear warning. 2 days later, the Confederation destroyed an unarmed human colony ship that tried to pass through the blockade. The humans responded right away, in a way no one expected. The war had begun. Director Minji stared at the big wall map. Red lights blinked across many areas of space. It had been 3 weeks since the war started. Already, 8 Confederation bases had gone silent. Task Force Sigma reports success, her helper Jin said. Operation Thunderclap worked. The main Confederation message center in the Proxima area is down. Minji nodded. Her face was serious. When people on Earth heard about the colony ship being destroyed, something changed. The government did not need to tell people to be angry. They did not need to push for war. Instead, a cold, steady purpose spread across all human worlds. Old soldiers came back to serve without being called. Factories switched to making weapons without being ordered. Science teams shared secret projects they had been working on, just in case humans ever faced a big threat. The sleeper protocol had been turned on. How is Project Phoenix going? Minji asked. Jin showed her a new screen. The first group of special soldiers has finished changing. They can fight 3 times better than normal humans. Project Phoenix was Earth's biggest secret. It used changed genes, tiny machines, and brain upgrades to make soldiers who could connect directly with special fighting suits. People thought this technology was too dangerous to use during peacetime. The questions about right and wrong were too big. But peace was no longer an option. And the Leviathan fleet. 6 big ships are done and out in space. The other 4 will be ready within a week. The Leviathan ships were another secret project. They were built using alien technology found at a crash site many years ago. Each ship could carry and control thousands of fighting drones with AI systems and human operators helping. The Confederation still does not understand what they started, Jin said quietly. Minji looked up from the screens. No, they thought they were stopping a future problem. They did not know we have been getting ready for this since we first met alien life. Humans had always thought they might not be welcomed by other space civilizations. Their fighting history, their fast growth, their heavy use of resources, all these things suggested other species might see them as dangerous. So even as they showed a peaceful face to the galaxy, they prepared for the worst. New information from our spies, Jin reported. The Confederation Council is having an emergency meeting. Commander Jun is asking them to try talking to us. Too late, Minji replied. They had their chance to talk. Now they will learn why you should never corner a species that evolved as hunters who never give up and problem solvers who always find a way. The screen updated again, showing where humans would attack next. This time, they were not targeting military bases or important supply centers. They were taking the fight directly to the Confederation's homeworlds. Grand Counselor Tak shook as he watched the security video. Human forces had broken through the defenses of Nexus Prime, the main center of the Confederation. Their special soldiers moved with amazing speed. Their weapons cut through the best Confederation shields like they were made of paper. How? He whispered. How could they move forward so fast? Their technology was years behind ours. Commander Jun, just called back from the front lines, stood stiffly beside the council table. They were never years behind us, he said flatly. They only showed us what they wanted us to see. 3 months into the war, the Confederation was close to falling apart. The humans had taken apart their military piece by piece. They hit command centers, shipbuilding yards, and weapons factories with perfect aim. Unlike the Confederation, which had tried to show its power through big attacks, the humans used a plan of careful destruction. They didn't waste time destroying what they could use. We've got another message from their top commander, an aide said, breaking into Tak's thoughts. The big screen in the middle of the council room turned on. It showed the stern face of Supreme Commander Da, Earth's highest military leader. Members of the Confederation Council, Da began without small talk. Your forces in the Arcturus, Vega, and Sirius areas have given up. Your shipbuilding yards at Proxima Centauri and Wolf 359 are under our control. We now control access to 60% of your space. Tak felt his second heart flutter in fear. We do not want to destroy the Confederation, Da continued. We do not want your worlds or your resources. We only wanted to live beside you as equals. His face hardened. That chance is gone. Now you will accept humanity as a free power with all the rights that come with it. You will pay for the lives lost because of your attack. And you will let humans watch over your military for at least 50 standard years. This is outrageous. Elder Suk shouted. We will never. The other choice, Dag cut in, is the complete taking apart of the Confederation. We will set up human guards on each of your worlds. The choice is yours. You have 24 hours to decide. The message ended, leaving the council room in shocked silence. Can we fight back? Tak finally asked, turning to Commander Jun. Jun's look was grim. No, their Phoenix soldiers alone could beat our remaining ground forces. Their Leviathan carriers have taken away our lead in space, and our latest information suggests they have other weapons they haven't used yet. He paused. Weapons that could make entire planets unlivable. Would they use such weapons? Elder Suk asked, her voice shaking. I don't know, Jun admitted, but they believe we meant to wipe them out eventually. They see this as a fight for survival. He looked around at the council members. And a cornered human fighting to survive is the most dangerous force in the known galaxy. Tak slumped in his seat. How could we have judged them so wrong? We saw their inner conflicts and thought they were weak, Jun said. We saw their differences and thought they were divided. We saw how they could change and thought they lacked focus. He shook his head. We failed to understand that these things we thought were weaknesses were actually their greatest strengths. The council room fell quiet as the leaders of the once mighty Confederation thought about their few options. The humans had given them a choice, but everyone in the room knew it was just for show. The time of Confederation rule was over. The time of humanity had begun. 5 years after the end of what humans called the Containment War, former Commander June, now Ambassador June, walked through the busy halls of Harmony Station. This huge space station was the main office of the new Galactic Coalition. The station itself showed how humans handled their victory. Instead of taking the Confederation apart, they had changed it. They invited other species who had been left out before to join as equal partners in a new space alliance. June had expected the humans to punish them harshly, maybe even kill them all, after how hard the humans had fought. Instead, once they had won, they showed surprising control. Surprising, but not completely selfless. Ambassador June, the voice called. He turned to see Director Minji walking toward him. "Director," he said with a respectful bow, "I was just going to the council meeting." "I'll walk with you," she said, stepping beside him. "I wanted to talk about the problem in the Epsilon area before the formal meeting." As they walked, June watched the many different species working together around the station. Humans worked with Confederation species and others who had joined the coalition later. It wasn't perfect. There were still bad feelings, still old hatreds, but it was working. "You're still surprised by how things turned out, aren't you?" Minji asked, noticing his look. June thought carefully about his answer. "I am surprised by how forgiving humans can be," he admitted, "after what we tried to do." Minji's face stayed neutral. "It wasn't forgiveness that guided what we did, Ambassador. It was being practical. Killing or enslaving the Confederation would have taken resources we couldn't spare and created hatred that would have troubled us for generations." "Still," June said, "many species would have made you pay more." "Maybe," she agreed. "But we had made our point. The galaxy understood what happens when you underestimate how determined humans can be." She stopped as they reached the door to the council room. "Besides, we need friends for what's coming." June felt a familiar chill. The strange things at the edge of space. Minji nodded. "Our far-range sensors have found something worrying. The Coalition science team will share what they found today." Inside the council room, leaders from 27 species had gathered. At the head of the table sat Supreme Counselor Han, the same Han who had once warned June about human rage as an ambassador. "The council meeting is now starting," Han announced as June and Minji sat down. "First, we will hear from the science team about the strange energy patterns found at the galaxy's edge." The big screen turned on, showing a swirling mass of energy unlike anything June had seen before. "We believe," the human scientist began, "that we are seeing the early signs of an attack from outside our galaxy. The energy patterns match nothing in our records, but they are clearly made by thinking beings and moving toward us." A worried murmur spread through the room. "If this is true," Han said, his voice cutting through the noise, "then the Coalition faces a threat to our very existence that will need all of us working together." June watched as the council members took in this news. 5 years ago, such teamwork would have been unthinkable. The Confederation would have talked and delayed, maybe even tried to make deals with the unknown threat. But this was a different galaxy now, shaped by humanity's way of doing things. As the council broke into working groups to start planning their response to the coming danger, June thought about the strange turn of events. The Confederation had feared humanity's ability to fight, their unpredictability, their fierce determination. They had been right to fear these things, but they had been wrong to think these qualities made humans unworthy of a place in the galaxy. In a dangerous universe, such traits were not just useful, they were necessary. And as the Coalition got ready to face an unknown enemy from beyond the stars, June was glad that humanity's rage would be pointed outward, protecting all species rather than against his own people. Sometimes, he thought, the most dangerous ally is the best ally to have.